I didn't just lose my home or my car, I lost stability. This next chapter is where the house hopping began, going from one couch to the next just to get by. Disclaimer: I am strictly just putting my life on the internet to go ahead and avoid young women from making the mistake that I made growing up, thinking I had it all down packed when I was 18. Would rather smoke marijuana and party versus staying home, living with my mom, work, stack my money, and party when I got older. A bit older. Not freshly 18, not knowing what the fuck I was doing or what I could handle. In reality, your man probably had a fucking eviction too, let's be real. They had an eviction on their record. Probably. So, feel free to bash me if that's what you want to do, but if you're going to bash me, please share the video. Thank you. Yeah. One last disclaimer. I am going to be recording 3 episodes today, so girl, I will be wearing the same thing. All 3 episodes are a little short, so I'm just going to get the 3 episodes out the way. Last episode, we was staying in the infestation. So just to recap: 1, lost my car. 2, got evicted. 3, found another place, and I could not renew my lease there. So I had to live in a garage. After living in the garage. Okay, so in my last video, I did forget to show these screenshots when I was staying in the garage. I had a good friend that would come and get me in the daytime, and I would just sit outside her job until she got off work because it was cold. It was the winter time, boo. I do want to say thank you to her. My good friend found a place for me, and it was a roach marathon in that motherfucker. After 30 days, I ended up moving in with another one of my friend Kelly's friends. I was there for a little minute. We just kept bumping heads. She already had house guests. She stayed in a 2-bedroom apartment, and she had 2 people living on her couch, and she also had a son and obviously her room. I just felt like, you know, I'm like literally taking her son's room. He's a young boy, he needs his space to play. I was just basically in his room. I decided to leave there. After I left her house, I then moved in with my grandma. While I was staying with my grandma, I was paying my grandma rent. Me and my grandma's husband kept butting heads. That's the most I can say without putting my grandmother's business out there, but we just wasn't getting along. Every day it was something, you know. He just treated me like I was some random bitch on the street and not my grandma's granddaughter, you know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't last long, but I just, you know, stayed there as long as I could, and then I ended up moving in with my friend Jessica. I don't think she mind me saying her name. I hope not. But I ended up moving with my friend Jessica. I'm gonna go back to my grandma's house. So at my grandma's house, this is where I found out I had anxiety and high blood pressure. So I was diagnosed with anxiety and high blood pressure at my grandma's house. And I honestly think that I got anxiety, like I ended up developing anxiety due to all the stress and everything I was going through, because I never once had anxiety before any of this shit. But at my grandma's house, I had a huge scare. Like I thought I was about to fucking die. Like I felt like I just could not breathe at all. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I did have my grandma take me to the hospital, and it calmed me down, but they said you need to go see your doctor, such and such. I ended up finding me a doctor, and I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and anxiety. So at my grandma's house, I was like on my weight real heavy, like just trying to lose weight, and I was working out every day, but me and him just kept butting heads, so I did have to leave because it was an everyday thing that we were just getting into it. I moved in with my friend Jessica, and her dude lived there. It was damn near the same shit, okay? And I promise y'all, I am not the problem at all. Was I the problem? I'd highly fucking doubt it, because if I could tell y'all what he was doing, baby, y'all be like, oh baby, you wasn't the problem. I didn't like how motherfuckers would throw shit in my face. Like, I know I live with you. You don't need to throw shit in my fucking face. And that is why I hate asking for stuff. I hate asking people to do stuff for me. Something or somehow, some way, some shit is always thrown back into your face. Her lease was going to be up, so I didn't know what I was going to do after her lease was up, but I did end up staying with her. I ended up finding a new job, which is my current job now. I've been working there for a few years now. I went from this place to that place to this place. My friend's lease ended up being up a few months later, so I did have somewhere a bit stable for a few months, so that was a sort of relief. But when I did move in with her, I did stop working out and I started being careless. We started eating fucking donuts every fucking day. Crumble cookie, this is when crumble cookie had like recently came out, and we was just in that motherfucker faithfully, and I had gained all my fucking weight, and then I was working from home as well, so that's why your girl done blew up. But I'm losing weight now. I forgot to mention this in my previous video. The reason why I left my mom's house in the first place, I don't think I mentioned it. I was just trying to be grown. I would rather smoke. She said, you know, if you wanted to stay here, you can't smoke. You can't do this, you can't do that. And at this time, I did have a car. So I was like, I can't smoke in my car and leave my, you know, marijuana in my car and not bring it in your house. And she said, no, I don't want you smoking here at all. So she didn't like want me to smoke in my car and like come in here. She didn't want me smoking in my car. She didn't want no weed near her house, at her house, smelling like weed in her house. So I wanted to move out. So that was the whole reason of me wanting to move out in the first place, which is a dumb reason, obviously. And looking back on it, I don't even smoke weed anymore. But looking back on it, it's like, bitch, you really fucking moved out so you can smoke some fucking weed. Anywho, I ended up begging my mom to move back in here. She said, yeah, I'll just have to pay rent. Right now, I do currently live with my mom. So basically, in this episode right here, I was just fucking couch hopping, house hopping, bed hopping, everywhere the fuck hopping. I am going to go ahead and record the next 2 parts. So yeah, stay tuned.